Good morning, guys and girls. I hope you're having a beautiful day so far. It is Elizabeth Bratcher, psychic medium, and I am here to do your daily reading. So the daily readings, guys, are for a little bit of insight and guidance into the bigger picture of things that are going on now, things that you need to be checking in with regularly to ensure that you are moving forward in the way that you want to, bringing in relationships, work, career, money, finance, all of those kind of little bits and pieces, okay? So that is the purpose of the daily readings. You'll also find on my YouTube channel, I do weekly reads. They were out on a Sunday, and also the monthly reads on the first of each month. You'll also find me doing lots of live feeds with free readings on Facebook and here. You'll find me on Facebook under Elizabeth Bratcher, Psychic Medium. You will find 8 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time this Friday. There is a live feed and I will be there doing free readings. Also do face-to-face phone and video readings across the world, guys. And you will find on my website, which you can book through the Facebook page or www.soulfulcreations.com.au. Use the code June and you'll also get a 40% discount on any service that you book with me. All right, so guys, how this works is I'm going to pull out 3 cards, and all you need to do is focus, allow your energy to take you to the number in which you are drawn. Don't think about it too much. You may find that you're drawn to more than one number, and that is completely okay. It just means that there's a couple of messages for you today. All right, and so without further ado, I am using my own deck, which is the Elizacle deck. Forgot that off the right way. Yes, beautiful. All right, and so I'm just going to pull 3 cards randomly out of the deck. And as I said, guys, just allow your energy to take you where it needs to go today. There's number 1, there's number 2, and let's have a look. Number 3. Oh, let me line them up a bit better for you. Beautiful. So just take a breath, and as I said, are you focused on number 1, number 2, or number 3? Perfect. All right, so let's put number 3, number 2 up out of the way for a moment and see what number 1 has to offer. Okay, so being positive, your attitude is a choice. All right. So guys, just remember, I am running off my beta deck at the moment because I have created this deck. I wanted to play with it for a few weeks. So some of the cards' colours a bit shorty. All right, so let's have a look and see number 1. Nice. Okay, so we kind of asked this yesterday. Yesterday, guys, for those of you who were drawn to number 1, I suggested about sitting down and writing where everything is at. And you know, did you do that? Because today it's asking you, where are you? Which is a question that you should be able to answer based off the insight and guidance that was delivered yesterday. And so if you haven't, it's all good. What I suggested was sitting down with a bit of pen and paper and just kind of writing about where you need to go, what you want to do, all of that kind of energy, because when we connect with pen and paper, all of our subconscious and conscious levels come together. Okay, so number 1. So being positive, your attitude is a choice. And as you know, we've explained, this card has popped out a few times lately because there is a lot of energy around at the moment where we are having to consciously choose to kind of keep our heads level, essentially. And so that's what this card reminds you of today. You know, it doesn't matter what challenges are around you. It doesn't matter how much work you've got to put into actually doing something or achieving something. Your attitude along the way is going to make a hell of a difference to how it actually comes in for you, how quickly it comes in, how you feel, whether or not it even comes in at all. You know, there is no point, for example, saying, okay, I'm going to go and earn $1 million when you've got this mindset that you're not even worth earning $500 a week. You know what I mean? So you need to have an attitude that you earn that money, or that you deserve earning that money before that money is actually going to have an opportunity to come in. Monetary example, of course, but definitely explains to emotional, especially applies to relationships and all of those things as well. Okay, so self-trust and belief is where it all begins, and that's what this card represents. You know, if you don't have trust in yourself, if you do not have belief in yourself and your ability to do all of these things, how is, somebody else, how is the universe, how is any energy going to actually formulate around you when you do not carry that energy yourself? All right, so self-trust and belief is where it all begins. And, if it's something bigger that you're working towards, start with something small. Start with something small. Remind yourself along the way that you can trust yourself, that you can make good decisions, and that you can trust your intuition. And, if you are flailing a little bit to the sides of either of those things, well, that's going to be identified too. And it's going to really help you figure out, where you are. And that's that question. It's not, where are you? It's not, oh, where are you? Are you in a job? It's like, literally, where are you? Are you where you want to be? When you sat and you envisioned your life unfolding upon you over the years, are you where you want to be? And if not, why? What's wrong? And again, that's why we talked about the pen and paper yesterday, okay? And so for those of you that are just joining me today and weren't here yesterday and are drawn to number one, try that. Sit down with pen and paper and, analyze everything that's happening around you that you're being drawn to feel discontentment around, and just break it down a little bit. Don't be afraid to take responsibility for self with your actions through it, and just really have a look at the energy that's there. This is repeating because they're the goals, the energies, the everything, regardless of whether it's relationships or work, whatever else is that you're trying to pull in for you guys, number one, okay, it needs to have that positive energy moving forward. And it's like, you know what I see? It's like someone's knocking on the door going, hey, and they can see you sitting in the lounge and they've got your parcel and you're kind of not unwrapping that parcel. You're not letting the delivery man in. Okay, so that is what I have for you today, number one. All right, a little bit of food for thought as well, but honestly, it's like, I feel like it's just trying to highlight, hey, listen, a little bit of effort, a little bit of self-reflection, a little bit of ownership here is actually going to see you guys start to move forward quicker and get out of this energy that's been sitting around the number one for the last couple of weeks. Okay, so that is what I have for you, number one. All right, so let's have a look and see. Put these ones back in the deck, put number one over. Number two. Worry and doubt. Okay, and it's always a reminder with this card to just take one step at a time. Definitely when problems come in and we take them all in on one go, it feels so overwhelming. And so when we break them down into one thing at a time, it gives us an opportunity to strategize, to create plans around each individual thing. And then before we know it, things start to taper away. The challenges aren't so big, not so mighty. All right, let's have a look and see. All right, so you got the shit happens card, and you've also got uncertainty. All right, so guys, this shit happens card, this card is all about the fact of just highlighting that in life, shit happens. You know what I mean? And it's not fair sometimes, or there's no logical explanation seemingly sometimes, but it happens. Okay, and so one of the reasons that I created this card was just to point that out, basically. But you'll see, like, I deliberately covered this card in lots of positive affirmations. Okay, because that's the thing around it. It is all good. There is just life. This too shall pass. Okay, don't own something that you're not meant to be owning. Don't let something define you that isn't meant to be defining you. Really kind of keep your energy clear. And it was the same with you guys yesterday. I know that for number two, I pulled a little bit of a different advice around the writing side of things. It was more so just a more analytical point of view. For those of you who haven't done that, you can go back and watch yesterday's definitely, but, just consider where you're at. Consider breaking down what these problems are. It's so funny. I love these cards and the energy and the way that it just flows directly on from yesterday, because it's more or less given the same. It's like reinstating the advice of yesterday, which is what we expect, as I explain in the daily feeds. And so just, taking a moment to breathe and to have a look and see exactly what the problems are around you. And, it's going to start, as I said, to highlight what you can do to actually fix them. And the confusion and the doubt is going to start to lift. Okay, it's going to start to feel, you're going to feel clearer, like the cloud of judgment is going to buzz off. Even if you've still got confusion and doubt, it's not going to be surrounded with clouded judgment, and you're still then going to be able to break that down a little bit further. Okay, so for number two, I said, if you're feeling like you're just not quite sure what step forward you're supposed to be doing, or not quite sure what's wrong, this is the energy that I have for you. This is the energy that I have for you. Just remember, in life, shit happens, and we can, as I said, stop in a moment and let it become more than a moment, or we can understand that it is a moment and that this too shall pass, and we're fighters. We're going to keep going. We're going to keep going. All right, so number two, that is what I have for you. Oh, wrong way, so pop number two over. All right, finally today, bugger. All right, we've got the sunset card, and I say, bugger, because this card says sunrise, and I'm going to pull it anyway. And I will reprint it today, that's one too many times this card has come out. So what I've done is I've accidentally wrote sunrise instead of sunset on this card. And as I said, guys, that's the reason why I didn't send it off to the professional printers yet, because I knew I'd find mistakes. So you're reading sunrise, it says sunset. Sunset people, okay? That's joys of a beta deck. All right. But what the energy around this card is, it's the end of eras. It's the end of eras, okay? And, oh, interesting. Like, there's two completion cards in this deck, and this one is the there you go. Definitely the gentler of the two is what I'm trying to say. And so very much so, guys, when we've talked about the sunset coming in, you know, imagine yourself sitting, I think we've all had those days to a degree where we sit somewhere and we're just, you know, watching the sunset or knowing that the day's coming to a close. And it's been a beautiful day. You know, we might have had this really fantastic day as a kid at the fair, or, you know, we've had a really beautiful day with our family somewhere, or we've just, you know, had some kick-ass day at work where we've achieved something really great. And just as the day ends, we sit with that peace and that contentment, knowing that tomorrow's a new day. And what that means is that, you know, that energy is also being carried forward of what we've created on this day. You know, and so it's not necessarily a negative ending, but it is reflection that it is time to let go of something and start to move forward, but that this thing may have actually, you know, held some beautiful feelings for you. And it can work in the same way as well of self-behaviors and things like that. Okay, so say, for example, we overindulge with food or, you know, alcohol or any cigarettes, you know, is another one. And we've decided to kind of move forward from that for our own health. We have lots of fond memories of those things. And so it's a sunset. It's like, oh, you know, it was nice. But yeah, now it's time to move forward. Okay, so that's the energy that sits around that card. And you guys have actually, number 3, you've actually got a really nice strong energy. You carried it through yesterday, and I feel like it's coming through today, you know. And so it's just that acknowledgement that tomorrow is a new day. And in life, again, shit happens. And I've just explained this card, so I won't spend too much time and energy doing it again. Okay, but just remember that in life stuff happens, and it is sometimes time to just let go. You've got the crossroads card that's there, which is about decisions and choices and directions, okay? And so with any ending becomes a new beginning, obviously. And so you've got choices, you know, do I keep moving forward? Do I go left? Do I go right? You sit down and really sit with that energy, because I feel for number 3 that this is exciting. This is full of positivity, this choice. And I feel like, you know, if you sit down and actually reflect, because if you feel like you've got no choices around you, for example, sit down and reflect and kind of go, oh, wow, you know, I actually do have choices. I have choices on the quality that I'm letting into my life, on the relationships, on the direction, on everything else like that. And I'm sitting in this, you know, place that I'm starting to be able to feel like I can really utilize that and I can really make something of it, you know. So definitely number 3's got the most chug-a-lug-along energy at the moment, okay. And so, yeah, just a moment of self-reflection and realizing that, you know, there are, for those of you that aren't sure, as I said, there are those things that are there, but definitely for some of you, you're going to be sitting and deliberately pulling out this behavior so that this crossroad does come into fruition, okay. And so here it is. All right, so a really nice positive energy around number 3, as I said, even though it might carry a little bit of sorrow through here. All right, it's a different kind of sorrow. It's a sorrow of knowing that we're moving on to a new day. All right, sorrow of moving on to a new day filled with possibilities and opportunities. And you're aware of this. And if you're not aware of it, as I said, sit down and take a moment to breathe, and you're going to see. And for some of you, they're small. For some of you, they're monumental. But either way, they're all significant and all important. All right, so that is what I have for you guys today. All right, so we've got the sunset disguised as a sunrise card at the moment. Slap on the wrist, Liz. I will fix that today. Worry and doubt, and you've also got the be positive card as well. All right. And so, guys, that is what I have for you today. Thank you so much for sitting and watching my video. I genuinely, honestly appreciate it. As I said, I do, you know, I'm here for a reason. I'm here because I believe that it's important. And so, you know, I'm very present. And so I appreciate you guys being present too. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. As I said, daily reads, weekly reads, monthly reads, live feeds, all those kind of little bits and pieces. And most definitely, if you've enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up. All right, guys, have a beautiful day. I hope that you enjoy the rest of yours, wherever you are in this crazy world, and hope to see you again here soon. Stay cool.